I really need to make this video right now. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm a woke black teacher, and on this channel we talk about teaching, tech, and social justice. And today we are definitely about to have a social justice conversation, so buckle in. Today I really want to talk about how you can protect your students from racist microaggressions that might happen at school. Now this is something that we as teachers of color experience on a regular basis, but most of the time microaggressions are directed at us. But sometimes, really unfortunately, microaggressions get directed at students. What do you do in a situation like that? Because a lot of the times these microaggressions are coming from your coworkers, but at the same time, we have a responsibility as teachers to protect and shield our students from those types of microaggressions. So what can you do? First thing you can do is have a conversation with the student away from the person that put the microaggression on them. Ask that student, how did they feel if they are visibly upset? Or at the very least, go up to them after something like that happens and ask if they're okay and what they need. What you want to do is you want to build the rapport with that student so that you can be able to be a person that they come to in the future when that type of stuff happens. Kids of color don't have a lot of mirrors in public education. I mean, black men only make up about 2% of the teaching force nationwide. That only tells you how few people these kids really have to turn to in situations like that. It's also super important because it legitimizes what happened to them. Especially if they're upset, they need to feel okay with sharing that they don't feel good about what happened. The second thing you can do is go talk to the person that committed a microaggression. I have another video about this where I talk about how teachers can deal with racism in the workplace that goes a little bit more into detail with some strategies. You should really check it out. Ask that person what made them feel comfortable saying something like that to that student. That makes them take accountability for what they said or for whatever the action might have been. For example, one of the teachers in my building walked up to a little black girl in our school today and asked, "When do you plan on getting your hair done? It looks like a bird's nest." I just cannot tell you how angry that made me. And the rest of the day, my student wore a hood. And I mean, this has happened every year since I've been teaching. I've actually got another entire video that I'll link below about how important hairstyles are to the black community. You would figure that people would know not to comment on kids' appearances, especially not African-American girls' hair. This has got me heated all over again. Like, this is so messed up. And the last thing that you should do is make sure that you call that child's parent and tell them what happened. A lot of the times when we try to deal with these things, we try to keep it isolated in the school. But parents need to know about this stuff too, because a lot of the times when the kids go home, that's when they start expressing those true emotions. Kids are human beings too, just like us. They keep stuff bottled up until they get into a safe space. And you want to make sure that the parent has all the information possible so that they can best deal with the situation at home. And we need to do everything in our power to make sure that we're advocating for our kids of color so that they feel comfortable at school. That about wraps it up for me. This has been a woke black teacher. I can't wait to see you in the next one. Peace.